Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this, welcome. So, I am Mr. Varela, and welcome to your math class. Whether it's Algebra 2, Algebra 1B, or Geometry, welcome to class. Now, currently, obviously, I am not here. I am out of the country on a quick work trip, but I should be back here within the week. So again, just bear with me, watch this video, and just follow along as I go over who I am, who's going to be teaching you, and the procedures for this classroom in this first video. Now, before we get going too far, hopefully you guys were able to fill out this survey. Again, this survey just helps me get a good understanding of you guys, and I appreciate your honesty. Again, if you really don't like math class, that is all right. It will not hurt my feelings if you put a 1 and it is not enjoyable at all. Just go through there. That way I can get a good understanding of what to expect. And again, please take those questions with the TV shows and the movies. Take those ones serious, because normally I get about 1 or 2 songs per semester that I get to add on to my playlist and get to watch a good show or movie. Alright, but going back to this. So again, hopefully you already did that. And hopefully you guys are in your seating charts. Again, for right now, since I'm not there, it's going to be temporarily. Just please bear with me. Just make life easier for everybody. Just be in your alphabetized seating charts. And then when I come back next week, I'll get you guys a normal seating chart. So again, this is just for this week since I'm gone. All right, so who am I? Who's going to be your teacher? So again, I am Alan Varela, Mr. Varela. And as you can see, when you first walked in and you saw the wall, I graduated from Doane University. I ran track there and studied mathematics. So I'm a math teacher, obviously, since you're in math class, and I also help coaching track. So again, my story, I started out, I graduated in 2019, and I went to Kearney High, actually. So this is my second go around. So I went to Kearney High for 2 years, and then I went to Crete High School, went back to my college town, had a lot of friends in the area and people I knew, so I went there for 2 years. And then after 4 years of teaching, I took a year off education, just wanted to know what other jobs are like. So I did a dive master internship. I lived in Costa Rica for a summer, which that was an awesome experience, and that's where that top picture is. That's with me, Captain Odomar, and my buddy Aiden, who's from Canada. We call him Canadian. And then when I came back after that summer, I worked in finance in Omaha. I worked at a financial tech company named Pfizer. Not like the COVID shop, but it starts with an F. And they help work with banks. I was a financial billing analyst, which that was pretty fun, but it was a little boring and whatnot. You didn't get summers off or the breaks off. And yeah, like I said, it was pretty boring. Every day was the same. It was super easy, but with education, no day's really the same. You're always on the edge of your feet, ready for whatever is going to come through that door that day. All right, on top of that, now I'm back in education. I'm back here in Kearney. I'm getting my master's through Doane, about to finish. Thank goodness this semester I should be done. And then I also help coach girls track and field. I'm the sprints coach. I'll be helping out with that, so if you guys do track or need any help, just let me know. And then another fun fact, my first language is Spanish. Both my parents are originally from Mexico. So some more stuff about me. I have a fiance. I proposed this summer. She said yes, so that was awesome. I have a disabled cat. She has broken hips, which is sad, but she can't jump onto tables or my bed or anything, can't get her hair everywhere, so it's actually kind of nice. And then I have a pet gecko and a betta fish. So living in Omaha, we had the zoo all the time. We had to bring a little bit of the zoo with us and just get all these animals. When I was in college, I ran track, like I said. My 800 was a 152. My 400 was a 48.1. For those of you that understand track, there you go. If you don't get track, it was pretty fast. It was pretty good. And then another fun fact, my little sister actually graduated from Kearney High. Her name was Aurelie Varela. She's a freshman at UNK. And then I also have a brother. If you go to the YMCA, I always work out at the YMCA, but if you see a guy that looks just like me, and it's not me, if I just ignore you and I don't acknowledge you, it's probably because you saw my brother, not me. And then Another fun fact, which the older I get, the more I appreciate it, I was born in the 1900s. I was born in 1997. So many of you guys are so young nowadays. My goodness. I'm starting to feel old. And then another part of me, I mean, this is a big part of my life. My work trip, I'm currently in the Caribbean. I am working in a dive shop with one of my buddies, but I love diving. I love exploring our oceans. So here's a couple cool things. So this is a map. So to go to a dive site, you got to get divers there, and they got to mark down how deep it is. They have to count their fins and locate where everything's at. Put on some landmarks for pretty cool stuff. So this was pretty cool. This was one of my projects while I was in Costa Rica. We would drop in right here. I would swim all the way around. I would count how many fins it'd take. Then I would go over here, and then I would swim around here and mark it all. And then I would just mark down where I would see really cool stuff. Like here, there were some shrimp consistently. They lived in a little home there. Ah, my goodness, those shrimp were vicious. They would catch starfish, drag them to their house, flip them upside down so they couldn't run, and then they would slowly eat the poor starfish. Oh, so sad. And then there were some seahorses there, which if you didn't know, seahorses are smaller than your hand. My fiance thought that seahorses were about the size of a human and that you could ride them. So that was pretty funny. I kept that joke going with her for a while until she actually saw one and was disappointed. And then here's me with my crew. That's Aiden from that first picture. This is Marcus. He's from the UK. Here's a little action shot of me in my first week there in Costa Rica when I was diving. Here's one of my friends from San Diego. His name is Jackson. I call him Action Jackson because he just loves to swim. He actually doesn't care about seeing stuff. He just likes how you feel like you're flying. And then his favorite animal was a puffer, so that was really cool. Pufferfish underwater are the cutest thing because they got huge eyes. Here's me again. This was me in Malta, actually, in Europe, visiting a friend. And then this darkness right here is actually a 200-yard ship that we got to swim through. I was going to try to get videos, but sadly they would not get uploaded. And then here's me. Again, one thing I love about scuba diving is you pretty much feel like a superhero. Again, astronauts actually go to the ocean and they scuba dive to get ready to go into outer space. So it's pretty much the same thing in my eyes. Alright, so there's that. Here's some more stuff about me. So I'll start in the top left. So this is a drawing, a design. I like to be artistic, especially in my childhood. Not so much now, but I like to draw my design. So this is actually a tattoo that I have on my left arm. So when you guys see me, I have an arm sleeve, but I like to draw a lot of my tattoos. So that palm tree was one of my first ones, and it's one of my favorite ones. Since I don't like running, running is tough on the body nowadays, especially after doing it for 10 years competitively. I like weightlifting now. It's a lot easier on my body. You don't feel like crap every single time, so that's awesome. But it is a really big hobby of mine. If you go to work out at the YMCA and I see you there, make sure to say hello. I'll ask you to see what you're doing or what body part you're hitting. My favorite teams are the Oakland A's, who are no longer going to be in Oakland because they were historically bad, and the Arizona Cardinals. We have a quarterback, Kyler Murray, who is addicted to Call of Duty. So hopefully you can get that figured out. Origami is a hobby I picked up. It teaches you patience, and it's pretty fun once you get the hang of it, once you learn how to fold a lot of them. It's a pretty relaxing hobby. The Denver Nuggets, this is another one of my favorite teams. Just so you know, I was a big fan of the Nuggets prior to them getting a championship. I've been a fan ever since the Allen Iverson, Carmelo Anthony days when they had those cool mile-high rainbow jerseys. I really like the outdoors. I'm a big outdoors fan. I love nature. And I spent the past summer a week out in the wilderness by the Boundary Waters with one of my buddies with no cell phone service or anything, just fishing and eating what you catch. That was pretty cool. TV shows, I love The Office. Me and my buddies in college, we would always just have it running in the background, and then during track practice, we would always quote it. My favorite anime motivation, Dragon Ball Z. I grew up on it, and then I rewatched it when I was older during COVID. That was pretty cool. My favorite animal. I didn't know these existed until I started scuba diving, but wow, are they beautiful. I love eagle rays. They're stingrays, but they have a black back with a bunch of spotted white on it, and it kind of looks like a night sky. So it's really cool, really beautiful. Highly recommend trying to find them. This gentleman over here is my favorite director. That is Christopher Nolan. If you do not know who that is, he's made Interstellar. He made the Dark Knight movies. He's got so many good movies. I highly recommend you just look him up, you watch the movie, and you're going to love it. Almost a guarantee every time. I love fishing. This is one of my really good friends. He lives in Colorado, but we try to get together and still fish every once in a while. This is a pike that we caught in Valentine. Really big one. My goodness. He was falling asleep and I almost dragged him in because he wasn't ready. I'm not much of a cooker, but I am a big griller. I love not having to do dishes afterwards. So I like to grill. A lot of my meals that I eat every single day are going to be something that's just thrown on the grill. And then my favorite book series, I just started reading this past year. My goodness, reading is a lot of fun once you actually sit down and have the patience and find a good book. But Red Rising, Golden Sun, Morning Star, I love it. It's a really good book. I'm planning on down the road getting a tattoo of it. I just got to figure out what. All right, so that's enough about me. Let's go into the boring stuff. Let's talk about our procedures. So how the classroom will work. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. What I say goes. The main reason is because I got a fiance at home and I don't get to make the rules back at home. So I get to make the rules in the classroom. This is my place. If you look at the wall, that NAIA flag that's just hanging between those jerseys, the reason it's here is because my fiance hates that flag. If you ever see her, she's a teacher. She's a first grade teacher, Miss Lambert. Ask her about that flag. She's going to tell you she hates that flag with a passion. I used to hang it up inside of our house in our room, and she told me, I'm happy you went back into education so you can just put that in your classroom and get rid of it. So, again, this classroom's kind of like my man cave. It is my place, my rules. So, talking about procedures. When we have a lockout, again, we got to go through all this information, but when we have a lockout, we're just going to keep business as usual. Everyone's going to be inside. There's not going to be anyone leaving or anything. You guys will just, keep teaching, keep learning. Nothing's going to change. Again, if you got to go to the bathroom, you will stay in here. So again, this is when there's maybe something sketchy outside, but it's not inside the building. Then the next one is going to be a lockdown. So again, there is a danger. There's something going on inside the hallway. So in this case, we will shut off the lights, get out of sight, and we will be quiet. When we have these guys, if you are in my classroom, I take this very, very serious. Again, it's a crazy era we live in that we have to deal with this sort of stuff. Again, this only happens here in the USA, so I do not want to have to deal with that. Again, if it is a lockdown, we will take it very serious as if it is the real thing. We will be quiet. We will stay out of sight and follow the procedures as they are stated. Evacuation. So evacuation, there's a fire drill or something. Again, you guys probably know this one. This is the drill that we have the most. But in this case, we would just go out by the stairs. Just follow me is the main thing. Follow me, and then we'll just go across the street. And then the last one, haven't done one of these so far, but this is when there's a tornado drill or something, when we get into the basement, the trainers, the locker rooms. Again, just listen to me, and I will tell you guys where to go. So again, those are going to be our emergency procedures. All right, next are going to be the things that we're going to need. Canvas, my slideshows. So when I come back, you'll see this, but this is number one. This is where everything's going to be, so the slideshows. And then Reveal Math, you have an online textbook, but you really don't use it. I will mostly have you guys do worksheets, occasional online assignments. We'll see. And then Delta Math at the end here, we will sign up for that. Again, that's going to be your daily warm-ups. Big thing for you guys is to communicate. Talk to me, especially since this semester I'll be coaching. You guys need to schedule times, find times to meet with me. Again, before school is the best. Just wake up a little bit earlier, let me know, and let's meet before school. After school is going to be really quick. Until March, you will be fine, but once track season starts, I really won't be available after school. And then if you want to do it by my plan period, I have first block plan. Then you guys can reach out and we can do that too. Let me know ahead of time because normally I am using my first block. And again, these classes are definitely bigger than my first semester, so please reach out and let me know. Please don't just sit there with a blank stare. Again, more things to help you guys be successful is your organization. Definitely need folders. I'm sorry, this is math class. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you'll probably get one homework assignment every single day. If we're not testing, you'll probably have a homework assignment. And then getting your own calculators. My goodness, I've been getting robbed by these kids. Last semester, it's like the stock market. One day I'll have 8 calculators, then I'll have 10, then I'll have 6, then I'll have 9. So if I start losing too many, I will stop handing out calculators. But the good news is, at Walmart, this is from the Kearney Walmart, these calculators are not expensive. Especially this guy. I really like this guy. $5 and it has everything you need. It's just a coffee. Warm-ups, when we start class, again, remember, you will have 4 minutes to do your thing, but when you come to class, I would love for you guys to be in your seats, computers out if it's an online one, or your paper out if it's a paper warm-up, and just working on that. Again, I will try to get them in every Friday. Make sure that you're organized, put the date, show your work, and then don't try to make it a mess. Again, if it's online, these last couple things don't matter, but just make sure, try to get it in by Friday. They should be nice, easy points for you. Homework, if you look over underneath the flag, that's where you're going to put in your homework. Big thing is you will have an Algebra 1B, an Algebra 2, I'll switch that, and then you will have a late work tray. If you turn in your homework late, this is where it goes. So that's pretty much that one. Oh, here comes the bad news. So again, there are no cell phones in this class. I will be standing over here. Again, you'll see this every single day. It'll be me standing there saying hello to you guys, hopefully with a smile on my face. But I will be standing behind that cell phone caddy, and it's going to have a piece of paper that tells you what number to put your phone in. I will use that number for attendance. Big thing is, if you say you don't have one, I'm not going to fight you for it. I will believe you. But if the last 2 minutes you take out your cell phone after you told me you didn't have it, you lied to me, that hurts my feelings, I'm going to send you to the office to go turn it in. Again, it's not that serious. You don't need your phones while I am teaching. Just put it in there and then grab it at the end so we have no troubles. Again, if you lie to me, I know you have your cell phone. I'm going to ask you to put it in every single day after that because I know that you have it. And then another thing is, with the cell phones, I had some kids that were scared because they had the iPhone 16. Please do not touch someone else's phone. This is considered grand theft, especially if you got them new phones, and can have serious legal trouble. If they wanted to, the classmate wanted to take you to court for taking their phone, they could. I would probably be the first witness, and I would snitch on you 1,000%. Okay, and then here's the second slide. Another rule that you guys must be aware of is I am, and I've been told by the principals, one of the best at following this 2 minute after the bell rule. So again, since I'm the best, I got to keep that going. It's a big rule of mine. There is no negotiating. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes and 1 second, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you will be sent to the office to go hand in your phone. Now, if you got to go to the bathroom or anything, let me know. All you have to do, like we said all the way back over here, all you have to do is communicate. Just tell me that you need to use the restroom. Drop off your stuff and then go and do your own thing. I have not had issues with this. Again, the only time people have to go to the office is if they're talking to their friends in their hallway. So again, shouldn't be a big deal. And then again, just remember, can't take your phone out when going to the bathroom, seeing another teacher, counselor, or in the front office. That's in the rule book. And then again, if I see you with your cell phone during class or if it falls out and you didn't put it in the caddy, like I said, I'm just sending you to the office. I'm not going to deal with it. And then this is your only warning about my cell phone rules. Actually, I'll warn you again when I go over the syllabus and cover the cell phones again. AirPods in, earphones. All right, just so you know, I am fine with it because I worked in the financial tech industry, and all of us were in our cubicles listening to our music, our audiobooks, and in our own little worlds. However, since I am going to be teaching you new stuff, I'm assuming you don't know this stuff because you are in Algebra 2 or Algebra 1B or Basic Geometry. When I am teaching and at the start of class, there will be no AirPods or earphones. I'll ask you nicely, but I shut off the light when I teach, and if you have it in there, I'll warn you a couple times, but if it keeps being really bad, I will send you down to the office and have you turn in your technology. If you look at the rule book, this is under the same category as a cell phone. Now again, I want you to listen to music. I want you guys to be able to do that, but during homework time, during your time, when I am not teaching you stuff that I think is important. And besides, I like for you guys to listen to my voice. Now, if it is an issue, let's say Johnny or whatever is dead set on listening to AirPods. It helps them focus and whatnot, and they do it every single day. You know what? Whatever. Johnny, you win. AirPods are gone. I will get rid of them completely. Congratulations, you were that person that got rid of it for the whole class. So if you want to be selfish and just want to think about yourself and ruin it for everybody, then that's okay, because I'm a big fan of group punishments, because in the real world, it only takes 2 to 3 people to ruin it for everyone. It's happened to me multiple times where I follow the rules and some guy wants to have their way and it's just ruined. Cussing, this is my favorite thing I put in at the end of last semester. If someone cusses, and I have sensitive ears, some people do, we don't really deal with cussing too much. But if I hear you cussing, I'm going to have you sign a paper. I'm going to get your autograph. I want your signature, and I want you to fill out the paper that says, I will not cuss in Mr. Varella's. And the main reason I'm doing this is one day, some of you guys might become famous. That's what I'm hoping. Because I couldn't imagine if Lil Wayne signed one of these papers and his teacher still had it, I bet that would be worth a lot of money. So, if you guys cuss, you'll fill out this paper, and I'm keeping it until the end of time, until the end of my days, hoping that one of you guys will be going famous. So far, I got about 8 or so from the last semester. All right, restroom, pretty straightforward. 2 to 3 can ask before class. After that, you're gonna have to fill out an e-hall pass. Again, I am a stick in the mud, a party pooper. I do have you guys fill out your e-hall pass. I'm a rule follower. Again, I follow the 2-minute rule, and I follow this e-hall pass. If you need to go to the bathroom, you need to get a drink of water. Yes, if you need to get a drink of water, you will fill out an e-hall pass. Again, homework time is the best time to go. During the lesson notes, I prefer you don't during this time. Again, I'm trying to teach you important stuff. If it's you guys working on an example, that's good. But when I'm showing examples, I'd prefer not unless it is an emergency. All right. And then other than that, after this, or maybe not now, whenever the substitute says, log into Delta Math, and here are your class codes. I can't remember exactly when you're going to do it, but there are your class codes for later. But thank you guys for watching, and can't wait to have you guys listen to the next video.